I don't know what time it is wherever you guys are, but this is basically, this ball python has never seen a heat ball in his life. He's always been on a heat mat. This is his first reaction. He's just gone into this enclosure, so I'm just sort of, I've been really fascinated by how he's interacting with this enclosure. He's literally only been in there a few minutes, and it's just fascinating. So I thought you guys might find it fascinating as well. We're going to talk through a few various different aspects as he's doing things, just to sort of try and explain things. Now, I may be in and out, I may be here and there, I may be doing bits and bobs, but I just thought this was absolutely fascinating. How you, Mr. Krabs, in the live chat? Everybody else that's here, hit the thumbs up. Why not? Paul Jones, how you, mate? So, like I've just been saying on the intro to this video, before people started coming in, this ball python, this is my raw python, Charlie, is super pastel yellow belly raw python. There he is, just there. And he has never in his life had a heat bulb. He's always been on a fairly sterile heat mat. That's basically all he's been. So I set this enclosure up for a video that's coming out possibly in a few days. And no, I'm not interested in an OBT, Paul Jones. I don't do OBTs. Yeah, I'm just fascinated to see how he's actually reacting to having not just a heat bulb, but he's got UV lighting in this enclosure now, and it's live planted, and it's the interaction that he can get with this enclosure. It's just fascinating to watch him physically interact with this enclosure. I mean, you can see him right now, his tongue's flickering. He's trying his hardest to, you can see how fast his tongue's flickering. That's him tasting his surroundings. He has never had that earthy taste in his enclosure, because quite frankly, this was his enclosure. That was his enclosure, and now he's gone into that. So there's a massive difference for him. It's just absolutely fascinating to watch him, how he's doing. So that tongue flicking is him tasting, him smelling. He smells by catching smell particles in his tongue and pushing them against the roof of his mouth. That's his Jacobson gland, which helps him smell. Look how active he is, how alert he is. He's just sat there staring at us right now. Absolutely fascinating. Now, as soon as I put him in down this side. You'll see it on the big video when it does come out. He just went straight behind that plant, straight into his subterranean hide, which is where he's come out. And look at him, there he goes, straight back in. Oh, he really doesn't know what to do, how to act, or anything. But for the heat source, you can see it just up there. It's an infrared heat projector by Mega Ray. As you can see, there's a lot of, because I've been frantically working hard. There it is. The infrared heat projector just sat up there. That's his heat source. He's also got a subterranean heat source, which is basically underground heat, because I can't expect that heat lamp to heat up that at the right temperature so he can bask on top of that and heat up underneath the hides, right underneath the soil. So it's got an underground heating, thermostatically controlled, and that one is thermostatically controlled all the way. There's the thermostat probe for the top one, bottom one's obviously down there. It's just, I find it massively fascinating. This is just one that I'm testing. I'm playing around with it. Oh, apparently there's a lot of lag, so I do apologise if there is any lag. We are just solely using mobile data here, just solely because it was a spur of the moment sort of thing. I'm hoping Charlie comes out of his hide again so we can see him interact that a little bit more. It's just, it's absolutely a massive, oh, it's beautiful. The people that went to Doncaster Reptile Show, here's a little hint for you. My friend caught COVID down there, so just be careful. You might want to get yourselves tested. There's a show coming up this weekend, which is the Invert Show. It's the Invert Show UK. It's Invert Show UK, but it's the Eastern version of it. So it's down in Bedford, I think. Is anyone going to be going down to there? Obviously, that's in the UK and stuff like that. I can't wait. I might go down there. Oh, nice one, Mr. Krabs. I'm going to be wearing a mask as well this year. I've got so much stuff to do for that show. It's unbelievable. I've got just so much little bits and bobs to do. So here we go. This is the setup that you're going to be seeing in the video. This is an advanced ball python setup. This is not its completely finished stage. We've sort of done it like this so that we can add modifications to it. We're going to be adding a few vines to it and just loads of little bits and bobs. We want some more slate rock. some more naturalistic materials, and this is sort of just the starting point, so to speak. I've got man flu. But let's start over this. Obviously, full background, all the sides are done really nicely. And we've got slate over there. That's to help the infrared rays coming off the infrared heat projector to basically will come off in one wavelength, really erratic. It will get absorbed into that, and that will store some of that energy. That energy, when he basks on it, will be absorbed into the snake, giving the snake that little bit more energy. Just a bit like you going outside into the sun. You always get that little bit of energized afterwards. It's exactly the same scenario as that. Underneath there, he's got his hide. You can see where you can just see him at the entrance to this hide. He is moving around in there, so he is a little bit active. He's got a heat mat under there, Reptile Systems heating pad, again, thermostatically controlled under there. So there's actually 2 thermostats operating on this enclosure. We've got the, again, everything, the Forest Pro Rep Forest Life substrate. The majority of the substrate in here is that because it's great for a bioactive substrate. It's got a cleanup crew of tropical grey isopods, and they're the only cleanup crew that we have put in there. We've got a couple of nice live plants, a couple of snake plants there, and that one down there. And now again, this is his first ever bio setup, so I didn't want to just do it in stages and then him have to get used to absolutely every little change. If I just put him in there and bam, this is the one change you're going to have to deal with, this area, which is a natural change, he shouldn't, in theory, go off food for too long. It's all a big sort of hit and miss. We're going to play around, see what happens, all that sort of stuff. But literally, he's been in there now for 10 minutes, if that, not even that much. It's got a lovely hide directly under there. It's blocked off that side, but you can't really see. Water bowl, ledge there. He's got his UV light just up in there. He's loving it. He's got his arboreal branches so he can climb over. He's got that big hide just there. Now that hide has got a full magnetic front on it, so I can physically get that magnetic front off it. That's not a problem. He's got his hides obviously all down there, and wow, it's just absolutely amazing. We've been watched quite a bit today by this dude. Hello, mate. You okay there? Are you Diego? Hello, mate. Hello. I'm curious, actually. I didn't check the UVI in there, so I want to check that. That's just like the final preparation. We've got a... What's up, bro? Hello, mate. Hello. It's not often I see his face pointing forward. No, I'm not expecting a massively high one, because... Oh, my God. There is no UVI. We'll get further up, further up, further up. Right, so I'm going to change that... You joking me? So inside that enclosure just there, there's an Arcadia 6% forest T8 bulb, and as you can see through there's no reflector, so I wanted a supple UVI, and there's also the Lamp Guard Pro, that thing. There's also that on there, so it's just reduced it down to virtually nothing. So I'm going to be getting in there and getting that changed for possibly a 10%. I'll get that done before the video's live. There's his nose sticking out just there. Oh, hiya, dragons, pigs. Dragons and pigs. Oh, I'm going to have to check that out. That sounds cool. Harry and the pets, welcome. Oh, God, there's a fair few people here. If you've not already liked the video, please do so. It does help. Oh, here he comes. Here he comes. Now, he's never even had light inside the enclosure before. So for him to have UV light, infrared wavelengths, infrared light, it's the same thing. It's just heat. It's just going to benefit him massively. We're going to get so many naturalistic behaviours. It's going to be unreal. But it's gone from, well, it's gone from that setup, which is nothing really, into that setup. I think I know which one I'd like. This is a 5 foot long enclosure. To put it into perspective, I'll go over the other end of the room, you'll see it a bit better. Now, again, mind the mess because there's a lot of mess. That top one is exactly 4 foot. The end here is the same as that one down there, and, well, yeah, you can see, it comes to there. This side is all tucked away in the corner because these enclosures here, those two are emptying out, they're going to go. That one's going to come down. We've got big plans, basically, because there's going to be an 8 foot enclosure somewhere fitted into here, and then the 5 foot and the 3 foot can go on the top. They're all the same height. Then the 2 4-foots can go on the top of that, and then in theory it shouldn't really be no higher than sort of there when it's all done and dusted. I don't know. Morning geckos, what are they doing? Can't really see. Oh, there's one on the back of the leaf just there. See him? Yeah. We've got loads of morning geckos. Let's go up to the inverts because we are celebrating the invert show tomorrow. Nothing in there, nothing in there. Oh, there's Sparrow, the salmon pink bird eater. Doing good. There's the millipede. Just there. That's basically it so far. What are you up to there, mate? Oh, I'm in love with him. I'm absolutely in love with him. Let's see if Charlie's popped his head back out. Nope. He's stayed down there. Here we go, Matt Black. A ball python, a rainbow boa, a corn snake, a king snake, a blue-tongued skink, a bearded dragon, 2 leopard geckos, a crested gecko, chubby frogs, African land snails, and morning geckos, all bioactive. It's the best way to go. Have you noticed any difference in your ball python? Or no, sorry, what differences have you noticed in your ball python since going bioactive? Because I am interested in that. I'm really curious to see how he's going to react inside this enclosure. I know there's going to be a behavioural difference, but I don't know exactly what. So it's just going to be interesting to see all that. Got Mushu sat just up there as well. It's going to be awesome. And you love your bio setup. I really need to give you a good scrub. Your enclosure stinks. Or not so much your enclosure, just your glass. But this video, it's not going to be my next video. My next video is potentially going to be a show to do with the show, a video to do with the invert show tomorrow. That'll be out in the morning possibly, and then after that probably a few of the little pieces. This will be out early next week. Now, not because I have to edit it all or anything. I can upload it right now if I wanted to, give it a little bit of a touch up, a bit of color correction, but I don't want to spam everybody with loads of videos all the time. I've done this live stream because I just thought this was fascinating, even though he's gone back into that hide down there. Yeah, it is what it is. It's all good. Tomorrow, the show, the invert show, I want to be the first YouTube creator to get a video to go on there, just to show everybody, really. That's it. Koofy forest dragon in a bioactive and laid her eggs. Ooh, awesome. Matt Black, he said his ball python in a bioactive setup basks a lot more and hunts a lot better. Now, I'm wondering whether the UV light improves the eyesight of various animals. I know it does that with bearded dragons and Callus versicolors and even green tree pythons. He hunts so much better, it's unbelievable. But it'll be interesting to see how this guy actually settles in. His humidity is perfect, his temperatures are perfect. It's just interesting to see how he's going to react to overheat. He's never had that before. But guys, I'm going to leave it just there. This was just a quick one, just to sort of say hi, see if you guys would find this sort of stuff as fascinating as I possibly could. Although he did just go straight into his hides halfway through the video. I was hoping he'd come out, but he hasn't done. So we'll leave it like that for now. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate you all. You're all absolutely amazing.